The drama is written and directed by Kristoffer Borgli, and it tells the story of Charlie and Emma, a happily engaged couple who, during their wedding week, has their relationship put to the test when they reveal to each other what the worst thing they ever did was. And it puts their relationship into an entirely new perspective that puts doubt within each other, especially during their wedding week. And I absolutely loved this film from start to finish. I was hooked, I was engaged, not just from the intriguing story, but because of the filmmaking aspects of this film. Now, I want to get into spoilers more so involving the reveal that unravels the entire film, but I want to talk about the filmmaking aspects. I think this film is expertly crafted. Kristoffer Borgli is a director who I haven't seen any of his works before, but I'm very intrigued as he has directed Dream Scenario, I believe, a few years ago. I really want to check that out. But with this film, because he is the writer, director, and editor, and he edited this film along with, give me one second, I have it right here. I just want to say Joshua Raymond Lee. But because he has his hand in all of these pots, you can tell that this film is super intentional with all of its choices, and everything is purposeful and meaningful, and there's nothing out of place in this film. I think this film is expertly crafted. And when I say everything is intentional and everything has meaning behind it, the first shot of the film is that of Emma's ear, and the sound is muddled and you can't hear anything. And we learn like a minute later that she's actually deaf in that ear. It just gives off some uneasiness in the film. Like, why is she deaf? And we come to learn through the character interactions that she's deaf in the ear. Not why is she deaf, but why can't we hear anything? Why do we cut to this ear? Why do we cut to this side of her face and the sound is all muddled out? The sound design and sound editing and mixing, everything's fantastic involving the sound in this film. Especially very intentional choices made that make us think we're hearing something else when in actuality it's something else. But the reveal plants seeds and plants ideas in our head that, okay, something's going to happen. It's going to involve this thing. When we actually hear it, it's something else. And they're very frightening when those sounds happen. I honestly jumped in my seat and my heart jumped a beat. I thought, oh shit, did that happen? No, it was actually something else that happened. And it's not cheap. It actually scared me a bit because this film is extremely tense and anxiety ridden and stressful. And that's just more so because it's a great script along with the great acting from Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. They're fantastic in the film. Robert Pattinson especially. I don't know how the guy does it. He's just stunning. The film looks really damn good. The cinematographer is Arsene Khachaturian, and I haven't seen any of his works before, but I'm looking forward to seeing what else he's worked on. I just think the film looks really damn good. I love the color palette of this film. Everything looks dreary and drab, but you can still see things. It's not dark. Everything looks crisp and clear. There's not an issue I have with the look of the film, and it totally matches the tone of the film. Just dreary and not ugly, but just muddy, I guess. It has like a tungsten look to it. And not that it's like orange, but it has that sort of brownish look to it, not like a boring, dull gray. But I just really like the look of the film in terms of lighting and camera movements and framing. And it's a really damn good looking film. I don't know what more I can say on it. What I want to discuss too is the relationship aspect of the film as when the characters reveal the worst thing that they have ever done, and it puts their relationship to the test during their wedding week. They're stressed out. They're filled with anxiety. They don't understand what the other characters said, and it really fucks with them. And you could really see it on display as they're talking to each other. They're saying, "You're thinking about it." "No, I'm not thinking about it." "Okay, actually I am thinking about it now that you brought it up," but we know they're all thinking about it. They say they're over it, they're not. And it feels so real and honest and just full of just honest emotion about relationships and how muddy and messed up they can be, especially when one partner does something the other partner doesn't like, and vice versa. How they attach onto an idea and not use it against each other, but it's always in their mind, and they're trying to just overanalyze everything that happens, and it's honest. That's what, and it makes it all the more engaging. It's an incredible screenplay. I'll say that. And let's talk about the editing again, real quick. There's characters talking about something in the present, about a past event, and when the past event is shown, it never interrupts the scene. It complements the scene. It enhances the moment in the present. And we don't stay on those past moments for too long. And even when it's something that happens for like 2 seconds, let's say there's a character who's looking at a couch. They're in a very dull moment. They're in a very upsetting mood. And the past shows happiness for 2 seconds. And then we cut back to the present of the characters being upset. It's just those small moments that make me go, oh, fuck. It really enhances how messed up the situation is in the present. And before I get into spoilers, because I really want to talk about the reveal of this film, I will say that I did enjoy the ending because it involves a certain theme that I really don't want to get into, because it might reveal, or it might just spoil what happens in the film. But I will say I did like the ending. It felt pretty bittersweet, sort of hopeful maybe, but just very bittersweet just because of what happens in the film. How the stressful, anxiety-ridden road that we take with twists and turns and gasps, and my entire audience was gasping, and I think my audience had a great time just because of how unexpected this film was. So I will say that I did think the film was going to end at a certain point, and I would not have been upset if it did end, I'll say maybe 10 minutes before it actually did, because I thought it would have been a pretty interesting way for it to end on. But I am happy with the way it ended. I'm sure people will be upset because let's just get into spoilers right now. If you don't want to hear spoilers for the drama, skip to the near end of the video in the chapters where I'll say non-spoiler section and the grading. All right, here's your warning. 3, 2, 1. So Charlie and Emma are talking with their friends, the best man and the bridesmaid, or the maid of honor. And they're saying, before we got married, we said what the worst thing we did was. So Charlie and Emma say it. Charlie said he cyberbullied someone and that person moved. Emma said when she was in high school, she planned a school shooting, but didn't go through with it. When the marketing for the film came out, I did not expect them to say the worst thing I did was plan a school shooting in high school, but I didn't go through with it. It makes the other characters think differently about Emma, and it especially makes Charlie think differently about Emma. He's starting to have doubts about her. You're not the same person I thought you were. You're not the person I fell in love with. Do you still have those violent tendencies? And especially with how she reveals what she did in the past, how she planned everything, how she recorded videos of herself, how she was practicing shooting guns. And she said that the reason she's deaf is because she shot the gun too close to her ear and she started bleeding from her ear. Some very interesting imagery that gets shown later on in the film more and more. Just the bleeding from the ear. I think it's a really, really cool image being shown throughout the film. So of course, something like that is very upsetting to hear. It's very scary to think about that, oh shit, this person that I'm in love with used to have these violent tendencies and used to very much think about killing people. And so of course that's going to put doubts in someone. And the way they discuss it, the way that they talk about why did you do it, do you still feel that way now, and what made you stop it? it's all very interesting, and there is some comedy to it too. There's a moment where young Emma is recording a video of herself saying, "This is the end," yada yada. Recording the message that she's going to do before the shooting, and then her operating system has to update. Like it's pretty fucking funny because you'd think it'd be this grand moment that made her stop, and she did say why she stopped, but that's just another moment before that I thought was pretty humorous. Like, oh, I didn't do it because Windows was updating itself when I was trying to record my video on my laptop or whatever. But it's actually revealed that she didn't go through with it because there was a mass shooting at a mall the same day she planned to do it. And it put into perspective, hearing other people, why would someone do that? It really put her mind into a different state of mind, basically. And it's also interesting seeing her past experience. She said she was bullied and she was confused. She didn't know what was going on. She was very much influenced by, school shooters, and she was very much into that mindset. But seeing how she stopped, and then seeing how she became an activist against gun violence, was very interesting to see. And even after hearing all of that, Charlie was still very doubtful. There's a scene when he's making coffee. He opens a cupboard and he sees a mug that says "coffee or you'll see my gun." So he throws it away. Emma sees that he threw the mug away, so she confronts him, but she's holding a knife she was using to cut fruit to make a smoothie, right? Charlie sees that and thinks, "Oh shit, she's gonna kill me." After hearing that news that she planned a school shooting in high school, of course it's, not wrong to assume, oh, this person is holding a knife and looks threatening to me. Maybe she still has that violent tendencies. Maybe I still have those doubts in me. And more so because he threw the mug away thinking that if she saw it, it might trigger, those violent tendencies again. Fuck. So many decisions like that are just so fucking cool to see in this film. And like I said, everything is purposeful and everything has meaning in this film. And it's not just she sees the mug and doesn't do anything about it. She sees the mug and confronts him about it, like, right away. And they're drinking the smoothies blood red. They're drinking these blood red looking smoothies. And the thing about the reveal is that, okay, the maid of honor and the best man, they have these assumptions about Emma. She's crazy. You shouldn't marry her. I'm not going to go to the wedding. She's fucking batshit insane for having thought that, for having planned a school shooting in the past. And so it puts our characters in a stressful situation, and it puts us, the audience, in a stressful situation. Is she actually going to, revert to those tendencies? Because we see a moment that I think is fucking a very interesting choice to make. We see a moment of a wedding with a bunch of dead bodies and people running in the background, escaping. You're led to think, oh shit, this is what's going to happen. And so we get that planted in our mind, like, what's going to happen in the rest of the film that leads Emma to do this, to enact a shooting at her own wedding. As the film goes on, more and more things start to happen. The doubts between each other start to grow higher and higher. There's a moment where Emma and Charlie are having sex, or they're about to have sex, but Charlie can't get it on. Emma says, "You're still thinking about it." He says, "I'm not." "Okay, now I am that you said it." But we all know he was thinking about it, kind of. And so that's another thing, another doubt in their relationship. If they can't have sex, because of that instance, because of the reveal, how strong is their relationship really in the end? And as the film goes on, as more reveals happen, as more stress and anxiety happens in the film, you're led to a point thinking, is Charlie gonna break and snap and do this shooting. And and then you're still also thinking, okay, is Emma gonna do it too? Because Charlie brings up to a coworker, what happens if your boyfriend had planned a school shooting but didn't go through with it? And when he hears back the thing he didn't want to hear, the coworker saying, "Oh yeah, I would break up with him. I wouldn't trust him. He's not the person that I thought he was." Charlie breaks down, and then he kisses the coworker. They're about to have sex, but he stops himself. The coworker is invited to the wedding. The maid of honor is spreading rumors, or she's spreading it around that, hey, she planned a school shooting. Can you believe it? So when Emma and Charlie go to a room to talk, she overhears the coworker and the maid of honor, hey, she planned a school shooting. What the fuck? She brings the coworker to the room. The coworker says, hey, he kissed me first, building more stress and doubt in the relationship. And this is after they got married. This is like right after they got married too. Shit, it's crazy. And that adds more onto, oh shit, she knows that I planned a school shooting. And then her and my husband now kissed. That puts more seeds in the audience's mind, like, oh shit, she's gonna snap and she might fucking go ballistic on everyone. Because we saw that image in early in the film of the wedding with dead bodies and people escaping in the background. So that adds more stress and anxiety because you're not sure how it's gonna play out. It's fucking insane. Since we're at the wedding, I do want to bring up more sound design choices that were made, sound mixing, editing choices that were made. They get a new DJ, right? Because they had this conflict with their old DJ. So the new DJ is setting up his gear, and we hear this loud crackle, this loud noise. And because we hear this loud noise, you're led to assume it's a gunshot. You're led to assume, oh shit, someone snapped. But no, it's just this loud noise from the speakers happening because he said he didn't have the right cable, so everything's all haywire right there. That made me jump in my seat. That made me fucking scared. I thought someone snapped and just went ballistic at the wedding. There's moments like that throughout the film where you think you hear a gunshot, but it's not. It's something else. It's something real in the moment happening. They're getting pictures taken before the wedding, not like on the wedding day, but a few days before the wedding. They're getting pictures taken, and as every camera shutter and from every camera shutter and light that's shot on them, it's accompanied. I remember it being accompanied by a small gunshot. And even earlier, the photographer saying, okay, here's a shot list. I'm going to shoot you guys, and I'm going to shoot your parents, and I'm going to shoot your grandparents, and I'm going to shoot the maid of honor, and I'm going to shoot this, and I'm going to shoot that. It's a pretty funny moment, but you're also remembering, oh shit, she planned a school shooting in the past. She might not want to hear it being presented this way. It's funny, but it's also like, oh shit, this is adding more stress and anxiety into the character's situation right now. So it's moments like that just add more on to the stressful situation that the characters are already in. And it's all the more enjoyable and intentional and purposeful and meaningful. And fuck, man, every decision made in this film, I've said it before, I'll keep saying it, it's meaningful. Nothing in this film feels out of place, okay? And getting back to the wedding, Emma doesn't want to make a speech, so Charlie goes ahead with his speech. And we see earlier in the film that he has this whole speech planned out, but he deletes it all because he doesn't know what to say about his partner anymore. Because everything about his partner, Emma, he has doubts about it because she said she planned a school shooting. So he starts fumbling over his words, starts saying the most awkward things ever that you should not say in your wedding speech, especially in front of your wife's parents. He then says Stop it. Stop spreading the rumors. My wife would never do that. Yes, shut the fuck up in the back, coworker. I kissed you and I didn't mean it. And he's telling it to Emma. And then he gets beat up by the coworker's boyfriend. And then that just fucks up the whole wedding. He goes home. And yeah, I mean it. We don't see it happen right away. He walks up to like the coworker's husband boyfriend walks up to him, and then we just cut to him, Charlie opening the door to his apartment with blood all over his face, and then we cut back to the wedding and seeing how that unraveled. Just small editing moments like that. It shocks you, it surprises you, and then we see how it actually unfolds. I love it, and I want to talk about the ending of the film, and then like 10 minutes before the ending of the film. So Charlie, he plays this song, and I believe it's a song that was played early in the film where Emma and Charlie are practicing their dance for the wedding, and she says it feels so performative. Let's do something else. She plays a song. Charlie says, "Oh, she plays this to intentionally upset me." If I remember correctly, that was the same song that he plays, and he starts dancing in the apartment. And I honestly thought that was where the film was going to end. She ran away from the wedding. He got a bloody nose and is all fucked up. And he's dancing and basking in how he fucked up, how he fucked everything up. But it didn't end there. I would have very much enjoyed if it ended there, but it didn't. It ends with them meeting at a diner. Early in the film, she says, "What if we met at the diner that we very much like? You know, we're all in our fancy wedding outfits and we go to the diner, get our greasy diner food." He goes there and then she goes there. They meet and she says, "How about we start over? Hi, I'm Emma. Do you live around here?" And it plays into earlier in the film, two different other moments where at the beginning of the film, Charlie sees Emma at a coffee shop. He wants to talk to her. So when she walks away for a moment, he looks at the book she's reading and then pretends to know what it is. He's talking to her, and then we get the moments of her not hearing and going, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm deaf in this ear." And he's fumbling over himself. It actually starts with her not hearing him because she has her headphones in one ear and she's deaf in this ear. He's talking to her. She's not saying anything because she can't hear him. He looks around and sees other people looking at him like, "Oh, fuck, this is awkward. I'm going to go back to my seat." He goes back to her and says, "Hey, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to hit on you." She then notices that he was talking to her and goes, "What?" He goes, "I wasn't trying to hit on you. It's all awkward and weird." And she goes, "Do you want to start over?" And so he starts over with talking to her. Then in the middle of the film, when they were trying to have sex, but he couldn't get it on, she says, "Let's start over." They pretend to meet for the first time as if they're at a bar having drinks in their apartment. And it doesn't work out. And so at the very end, they start over. They very much love each other, but they start over after all of the fuckery that happened in the movie. They, make up fake backstories for themselves. And it's cute because, you still feel that they very much love each other and that they want to start over, but also they went through all the fuckery that happened before. So I do like the ending. I really do. And I'm not sure if I would have enjoyed it more if it ended 10 minutes earlier when Robert Pattinson, Charlie, is dancing in his room to the song. But I still very much enjoy the ending because it's bittersweet. Like, yeah, all the fuckery happened before, but they're saying they started over and they're enjoying each other's company again for the first time in a while. So yes, I very much loved this film. I think it's expertly directed, written, edited. It looks fantastic. I love all the choices with the sound. The acting is phenomenal. Robert Pattinson and Zendaya knock it out of the park. Especially Robert Pattinson. He is stunning. And yes, I loved this film. I think it might be my favorite film of the year that isn't Nirvana the band, the show. I'll talk about that in a future video. But I very much enjoyed this film. It seems like a lot of people are enjoying it. I had a long discussion about this with my girlfriend. We saw it on different days, and she very much liked it too. We had an interesting talk. We brought up different perspectives to each other. And I really, really want to watch this again. I think this is a really damn good movie, and this might be up there for my favorite film later on down the year. I'm giving the drama an A minus. So, what did you think of the drama if you've seen it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was okay? Did you not like it? Tell me what you thought about in the comments below, and I'll be back with more enjoyable content like this. So, yeah, bye.